Hi everybody, Linda Carroll here from my studio, Gather of Great Things. Hope everybody is doing well and staying busy. And I've been cleaning my studio for the past 2 weeks and have almost gotten it to the point where it's videotapable. But I have been working on my art journal made of junk mail. And if you've been following me on Facebook, you've seen some of my postings from the last time that we met. And we did this flip out. And then I just did a little goosey collage on this page. And I don't like the way that all of this is really thick. So I've gone through the rest of my book. As you can see, the tape is coming up. I've gone through the rest of my book and taken out all the rest of the flips but one. So you learn as you grow and do. But I have been working and I've done a few more collages. This piece, I did a huge, super large postage stamp, which could probably be used as a postcard. But I did a little mini totem of the skeleton standing on this portrait of a man with a patch, and indeed I named this one Patch. I thought it was interesting that the day I was working on this, I found out that it was the 100th anniversary of Boys Town this year. And I had found a stamp, a canceled stamp, with the Boys Town cancellation from Nebraska. I think it was from back in 1950. So I thought that little synchronicity was kind of fun. But I used rubber stamps on this. I used distress ink around the corners, the edges, and I used my canceled postage stamp on it, and I used rubber stamps. I got this set that I really like and I've been using a lot lately. And I used the background that I've been using on a lot of these pages we've been working on. So then I went to this page and I had found this great background in a magazine that I had torn out. I've been really, going through my magazines and tearing things out, organizing my clips and everything. So I really liked this textured background. And I found this portrait of a man from a magazine from the 30s. And the magazine was pretty much shredded up, but there were pages and images that were useful. I carried through the time theme with my gears and kind of a mind focused, centered collage that would, to me, represent curiosity, which is indeed the name of this particular piece. Again, kind of quirky, kind of odd. The bugs are running through, at least one is running through, but a lot of fun to work on and put together. And then I did another postage stamp, a portrait of a woman, and on this particular piece of junk mail, the word style was over here on this side, and I wanted to keep that, and I wanted to keep the layout very simple on these two pages. So I did the large stamp, added feathers and large eyes. I did my detail work with my white gel pen and a Pitt black pen and a Pitt brown pen, and some washi tape from a Tim Holtz collection. I think it was Travel, and I tore the washi tape so I would have these rough edges here on the side. The photo itself is a cabinet card, which I had in my file on my computer. So I just downloaded it and embellished her. Since this one, this particular page was simple, I wanted to go with a very simple page opposite it. And I found this background, which was bricks and cement blocks in a catalog, and I had torn it out. And I just loved the textures and everything. I didn't do anything to it, except I tore out part of the page that was over here. And I had found this human evolution clip out of a children's book, and I thought it would work really well in this very simple collage, and starting with the wheel and then evolving to books, and then actually involving to time for play. Hopefully we've gotten to the point where we don't have to work every minute of the day and strive to survive, and you actually do give yourself some time to play and be childlike in some ways again and enjoy life. This is the last one that I did. I found this picture of 4 boys on the front of an old Vermont general store catalog. I think it was from the early 70s. I just love the expressions on their faces, and they just kind of captivated me. So I thought, I know I usually work in 3s, and we talked about that. But these 4 young boys were just too precious not to include in one of my spreads in here. So I added a 5th head, kind of maybe a mom looking over his shoulder, making sure he doesn't get in too much trouble outside playing in the rain. But I had a lot of fun with this piece. I just played with pieces I had on my table and in some envelopes from leftover pieces that I've done. You'll recognize the goldfish kind of floating through. I made a crown, cut it out of a stamp, and this little newspaper hat I found on another clip that I had. It was actually sitting on the head of a little girl, but worked so well on him. And a butterfly, and then this was a hat box. In the original picture illustration, a little girl was carrying the box, so I thought it was kind of cool. There's a foot standing up behind the box, and a little odd again. And then this feather is the feather stamp from this set. And I think, let's see, I have the box. Artsy is the name of it. I think I got it at Tuesday morning. So it was a lot. It's a great little stamp set. I love the details. But anyway, this particular piece I used leftovers from other work that I've been doing. Music sheet. These 2 pieces were pattern paper, a wine dyed piece of lined paper. There are some dictionary pages in here, and this is from an old planner that I have torn apart. So I'm ready to do this spread opposites, and I thought I would do a little video today, a short video. I've had some comments that my videos are too long and the process is very slow, and indeed it is a slow process. Doing collage is slow for me because I spend a lot of time looking for just the right pieces and contemplating what I'm going to do with the background. I do lay out the entire collage first and then let the collage dictate what the background is going to be. This particular background, I used vintage papers and glued them down to the background piece, and I tinted my gesso with a mocha apple barrel color acrylic paint, because I didn't want it to be stark white. I wanted it to be something that would blend with the opposite page, and that would also work with the pieces that I decided to use in this collage. And then I used my Inktense pencils, Derwent Inktense pencils, and I just took a brush and, let's see, I have the brush here. I just took a brush and wet the end of the Inktense pencil, and they are water soluble, and then went around the edges with different colors. And then for the spatters, I just, well, you can see what I just spattered onto the background paper with the paint. And then I did go around the edges with some of the pencils, and I have the pure pigment there. But that was a lot of fun, and get a paper towel and kind of blot that up a little bit. Okay, so at this point I'm ready to do my collage, and I haven't gone anywhere in about 2.5 weeks. And my glue stick supply was running low, so I did order these Uhu glue sticks from Amazon, and I love them. I hadn't used them before. They've been recommended by a lot of people that I follow on YouTube. Gayle Agostinelli is one. I think I was watching Amity Bloom this morning. I think she was using the Uhu glue stick. So I really love the way it works. And I have, excuse me, I have allergies, that's for sure. I have the pieces that, excuse me, I need a little sip. I have the pieces that I've decided to use in this particular collage. And again, I've been organizing everything. So I organized my stamps, I've organized my clips, I've started going through books and fussy cutting images, and I found some great things that I just pulled out as I was doing my my fussy cutting and my organizing. And I thought this stamp, I found it the other day, and I don't work with like my entire collection of stamps. I keep little bins and boxes and things with little odds and ends that I might decide to work with while I'm collaging on my table. And as you can see around me, I have little bits and pieces. But I had found this stamp while I was organizing, and I love the colors in it, and I thought it would be great to use in this book. So then the other night I was doing my fussy cutting while I was watching TV with my husband, and I found this little girl and boy rowing in a clothes basket, and I thought immediately of the stamp where the rowers are very, very busy trying to get this ship or boat, carved boat, trying to get this carved boat up a river somewhere, I'm sure. And I thought these would be a perfect match, not only for the subject matter, but also for the colors. I thought the colors all went together really, really well. So I've just kind of inked up around the outside edges of my little people. I didn't do the best job of fussy cutting around them, but there they are off on their adventure. And I was trying to think of a way to link these two images, like this was kind of a dream or a pretend play or whatever. And I thought, well, I needed a few images to make that happen. So I found this little map square, and then I found this little square of I think it's stars, stars in the sky. So I thought, well, that kind of makes a really nice flow through the page, linking these elements together and making the connections between the little children rowing and then this particular piece. And then I remembered I had cut some things out of a children's book, and I went and I looked through all my little tiny clips, and I found this thing that to me kind of looks like an original, an old telescope. And I thought, well, let's see if this will work. So I cut the bottom off of it, and it fits in here really well. And I want him to be looking at a star to give him direction in his journeys. Okay, so then I thought, well, I needed, I have some space over here, and I thought I would add a ticket. Sorry, my husband mowed the lawn today, and I think the clippings are getting to me, and also the pittosporum is in full bloom, and I'm terribly allergic to the pollen from the beautiful flowers. I love the flowers and I love the scent, but it does not like me. So anyway, so I think we have our little story happening here, and I don't want to add too much more. I think I need a fish kind of going through the scene here. Maybe overlapping a stamp. I have a rectangle here and a rectangle here, and a rectangle here. So that would help movement through the page. And then I thought I needed some text. So I have, we can sail. We can sail the seas. Which I think would work really well down here. And then I found discovery, discovery. I think I want to cut that. I haven't really tried this on this page. Excuse me. But I think I have a nice movement. I have a kind of a circle going here in this page. So it kind of keeps you focused in this area right here. And I think I'm ready to glue down. So this one is not as complex as a lot of my collages are, but you still have to decide what pieces are farthest in the background. And those are the ones that you'll want to do. You'll want to do first and glue them down. So I want this star to be kind of in his line of sight. So, and I'm gonna let this clock face go off the side of the page a little bit. Now you notice there are no hands on this clock. And at first I thought, oh, I'm going to have to draw hands in or find hands that will work. But then I thought, no, I think, you know, when you, I don't know about you, but when I'm in my studio and I'm working or playing, it seems that it's timeless. I'm totally present. I'm right here in the moment. And so there is no time. And I think children are a lot like that. They're not concerned with time. They're concerned with what they're doing right at the moment. And right now they are traveling the seas in their wash basket. So I think it's very appropriate that I couldn't find a clock or a timepiece with hands on it. So I like that. I need to do a little bit of inking. So in the mornings, I've been having my tea and watching videos, and I've found a few new people that I had not found before. I've been watching Margarete Miller, and she works mostly with vintage papers. So I thought, well, I found a person that is in tune with what I'm doing too, and I was really pleased to find her. And I've been watching 49 Dragonflies too. And her work is very unique, and I enjoy watching her. This morning she had a video on about filming videos and what she uses and how she edits and the software she uses and everything. And it was very, very informative. I'm so totally new to all of this, and I thought that was great. So I want to thank her for doing that. I was glad to see that she uses her phone to videotape too, but I did get some pointers about things that she does and what she's using to edit her videos that should be really helpful to me. So, okay. Did I make it so that he's spot on there? Pretty close. See if I can move it down just a little bit. And I did cut this right here so I could slide it behind him, behind his arm. So that layering would look a little bit more realistic. Okay. And put the text in. Go ink a little bit around these edges. I'm using Tim Holtz Distress vintage photo. Oops. It's a beautiful day here at the beach. Not too hot, not too warm. Although the nights have been chilly. That fish looks like it's going to take a bite out of her broom that she's rowing with. I had a few other things that I was thinking of adding, but I think I'm good with this one. I think I'm happy with the layout. If I do anything, I would maybe kind of put a few shadows in, maybe. Just to make their little boat pop a little bit, not a lot. Yeah. I like that. And I think I'm gonna just sit with this a while and see if I want to do anything else with it. But I think this one's finished. I like the fact that this one is across from these little boys playing in the water. Gives it a real kind of playful, happy, very happy, dreamy kind of look, which I like. Now I might want to darken the edges a little bit. Okay, I think that's it, and I hope you enjoyed watching these 2 pages. I think I'm going to take a little break from this journal and keep going back to it and doing pages in it. But there are a couple other things that I've started working on that I would enjoy sharing with you. So I want to say goodbye for now. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, and many blessings to you. See you next time.